Valanyr is the true best weapon in Wrath of the Lich King, and for many healers like myself, it'll be a mace they'll be wielding all the way through ICC. But with short phase times and fierce competition, how do you make sure you get it? I've been working really hard to secure my Valanyr on 3 separate characters, and I want to show you the best possible ways to get this legendary mace for yourself. Step 1. Pick the right healer. Getting your legendary mace requires obtaining 30 fragments of Valanyr from Ulduar. At an expected 3 fragments per week drop rate, guilds will complete 1 Valanyr every 10 weeks. Since phases are expected to last around 4 months each, picking the correct healer is going to go a long way in securing your Valanyr. So who should get Valanyr? Valanyr is everyone's favorite healer weapon in Phase 2 because of the insanely strong shield proc that it gives when you output big heals. That means that the proc works best on your big pumper healers like your Holy Paladins. But that's actually bad news if you're playing a non-paladin healer like a Holy Priest. Why? Most guilds are running 2 Holy Paladins, and it's very likely you'll only get done with 2 Valanyrs during the phase duration. Here's what's going to happen in most guilds. Your first Valanyr will go to your best Holy Paladin, then your second Valanyr will go to your second best Holy Paladin, and then your third Valanyr will go to your Resto Druid, and you'll be working on it all the way through TOC, and that's perfectly fine since Blizzard plans to improve Ulduar hard mode loot anyways. But what about your Resto Shamans, your Holy Priests, your Disc Priests? Aren't they very unlikely to finish their Valanyrs during Ulduar? Don't worry, I've got some great solutions to this problem coming up. So let's get to step 2, putting in the work right now. This is the time to lock in your Valanyr. Of course, if you raid with a guild, make sure you're one of the first 3 players with priority to get the legendary mace. On my Resto Druid, I'm hoping to be 3rd in the priority list so I can finish my mace mid-TOC. If your guild desperately needs a Holy Paladin, don't complain. Just re-roll and you've locked yourself up a free Valanyr. Just like you can lock up my heart by subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and liking the video. Wow. But if you aren't playing with a guild, or your guild won't be giving you priority, you'll just have to run your own groups. This is how I plan to get Valanyr on my Holy Paladin if my guild doesn't need me. The sooner you start running Phase 1 raids, the better to build up your contact list. A popping Discord full of potential raiders is money in the Valanyr bank. And if you don't want to run your own groups, another option is to farm enough gold to buy Valanyr. Healers are notoriously broke, so if you're willing to do dailies and farm from now through Ulduar, you can just outbid the other healers and get fragments of Valanyr and GDKPs. And that's exactly what I plan to do on my Disc Priest, since no guild will ever give a Disc Priest Valanyr to pump arenas. Step 3. Get a backup plan. In TBC, I co-ran a guild and one of the officers put in so much work. But it wasn't all to be a nice guy, he wanted to get those Warglaives. And then unfortunately, Lady Vash destroyed our guild, and our poor rogue was left with nothing. If you want to get Valanyr, you've got to have a backup plan if your original plans fall apart. My recommendation? Save up that gold, because having 100,000 gold is going to ensure that you end the phase with Valanyr no matter what happens. And there's no better way to save up gold than my 600 gold per day daily route. Check it out next.